Coming up, I'll be flying for 14 hours on Japan Airlines' brand new Airbus A350 from London Heathrow to Tokyo Haneda. I'll be doing a lounge crawl in Heathrow's Terminal 3. I'll be hanging out in this room at 38,000 feet, eating caviar and lobster. I'll be setting off on a midnight adventure and finally settle into sleep on this bed. Come join me on this review extravaganza. So, on my way to Heathrow Airport with the family dropping me off for another trip to Japan, but this time it's going to be a bit different.
So hello and welcome to Terminal 3. Super excited, it's a special day today. I'm flying all the way to Tokyo on first class, but not any old first class. This is Japan Airlines' new A350 all the way. Come on, let's go and do this.
So Japan Airlines has 2 daily flights back and forth between Tokyo and London. One departing London in the morning and this one that I'm on in the evening. Previously, this evening departure was serviced by the Boeing 777, but since October 2024, JAL have extended the routes that the new Airbus A350-1000 will be flying on, and this particular London to Tokyo evening departure will be graced with the gorgeous new Airbus A350-1000. Check-in is a bit drab, sorry to say, but T3 is a throwback to the 1980s. Oh well, the staff were pleasant, so no big deal. Check-in was quick, with boarding pass issued, it's off to the lounges. And yes, that is lounges plural, because as a passenger travelling first class on an airline that is a member of the One World Alliance, I get access to all One World lounges. So that would be BA, Cathay Pacific, Qantas and American Airlines. Japan Airlines does not have its own dedicated lounge at Heathrow, much like ANA, Japan's other main carrier. So I began with the British Airways First Galleries Lounge, where entry is permitted if you have a first class boarding pass or if you have high enough airline status that will allow you past the not so friendly man at the door. Ahead of me in the queue was Hollywood actor Jesse Plemons with his family, but he didn't get access to the first lounge. No idea why, but he was directed towards the business lounge instead. I was tempted to ask for a picture, but I chickened out. By the way, he was in Breaking Bad and loads of other movies, in case you're thinking, who the heck is Jesse Plemons? Anyway, the BA First Galleries Lounge. First impressions? It's a smart, vast, open space with plentiful seating, but it didn't feel like a first class lounge to me. If you compare this with the Concorde Room in T5, where you can only gain access if you are flying first on BA, there is a distinct gap in what that offers versus this. That feels like a nice hotel, and this feels more like a Premier Inn with sparkly lights and bits thrown in. Allow me to clarify, and don't get me wrong, it's great to have access to the tranquility of a capacious lounge with all the free food and drink offerings. Well, I say free, but it's actually bundled into the cost of your ticket, whether that's a cash booking or points redemption. But anyhow, it lacks the elegance and luxury of a true first-class lounge in my opinion. I just feel they could have done so much more with this space. Yes, it's peaceful, but I find it lacks ambience and character. It was very, very quiet in here. Having said that, and not to be too harsh, on the plus side, they do offer a wide range of drinks, which probably covers all tastes, and there is a separate dining room for those actually flying first class rather than just holding airline status. For the latter, it's the buffet, which still looks very good. I went for a cheese plate as I wanted to dine on board, but the menu looks great and I'm sure these are restaurant quality dishes. So all in all, I think the food and drink offering is solid, but for a first class lounge, BA haven't been too imaginative with the interior design. Remember, flights on BA first class can cost upwards of £10,000, so the lounge should be representative of that. Let me know what you think in the comments. And don't even get me started on the toilets. These aren't first class. Conveniently, right next door was the Cathay Pacific First and Business Class Lounge. And wow, what a breath of fresh air. Now this is what I'm talking about. As you enter the first class wing, your eyes are drawn to the opulent design and colour scheme. Such contrasting first impressions. I had already forgotten about the BA experience and was consumed by this place. 5-star boutique hotel, yes. Stunning seating arrangement, yes. Attention to detail, yes. It just seems that so much care and thought went into the design of this lounge compared to the BA lounge. The lamps, the plants, the section dividers allowing privacy just worked really well. There are smaller snacks in case you don't want the entire restaurant experience. Look at these cute little pies. Simple but clever touches. There is a separate dining area with excellent Asian dishes on offer. I went for the steamed veggie dumplings, which were simply delicious. I meandered down the corridor, took a right and found myself in the Cathay Business Lounge. This again I was impressed with. You are greeted at first by the dining area, which although looks a bit canteen-like, it's still tastefully appointed, and I'm sure the food offering here is on par. Further to the back there is extensive comfy seating, so whether you hang out here or in the first class Cathay Lounge, you're in for a very pleasant stay. Quite a contradiction to the British Airways Lounge. Glad I've ticked this one off the list, will definitely be coming back. Top marks Cathay Pacific. So Cathay not only knows how to do lounges, but they also know how to do toilets. Look at these, clean, stylish, yeah, very tasteful. Cathay wins the best toilets so far. I had a bit of time to visit the Qantas Lounge, and although the upstairs is dominated by the huge round bar adorned by the chandelier, again it was pleasant enough but lacked the wow factor, I reckon. Downstairs, the dining area was busy. After all, there was a Qantas Airbus A380 preparing for the schlep across the world, so no wonder this place was busy. I just had to try the famous salt and pepper squid. It was good, but I reckon it would be much tastier in the Qantas Sydney Airport Lounge. That's on my list. Have to say, the Qantas toilets are pretty decent too. Okay, time to head to the gates, whilst I acquaint you with some interesting facts about the Airbus A350, in case you weren't aware. Did you know this was the first Airbus aircraft largely made of carbon fibre reinforced polymers, which not only makes it stronger than traditional materials, but also lighter, which essentially means it can fly further with less fuel, therefore better for the environment. The Dash 1000 variant, which I'll be flying on, can accommodate up to 410 passengers depending on the configuration and has a maximum range of 10,300 miles. That is seriously far indeed. And there it is, my favourite current looking aircraft. In my ANA video, I described the 777 as a cuddly looking aircraft, but this A350 I reckon is much more of a dashing looking plane. The new kid on the block, cool as you like with the shades on. Okay, enough of that. I think it's time to board. So here goes, ready to board Japan Airlines A350 all the way from London Heathrow to Tokyo. Super excited. Oh my gosh, where do I even start with this? Is this the most beautiful cabin you've ever seen on an aircraft? Before I get carried away with the superlatives, let's just put this into perspective. It's absolutely immense. 3 people could fit in here. In fact, that is allowed, i.e. 2 additional guests can join you to dine or hang out. Japan Airlines have taken cabin design to another level with this. Sublime, exquisite and simply mind-blowing describes what I'm seeing. The burgundy and grey colour scheme, albeit similar to Qatar Airways, is lighter and therefore giving it a very roomy feeling. This aircraft is only a handful of months old and boy can you see it. I feel like a kid in a sweet shop, just mesmerised. Gorgeous and thoughtful design with only 6 cabins in first class in a 1-1-1 configuration, there is oodles of space. I even get my own red carpet. 14 hours chilling out here seems like the best place. Slam dunk, bring it on. As you would expect, the TV is gigantic, 43-inch 4HK in all its glory, with a convenient handheld pad to operate it. I'm very impressed and feel really lucky to be seated here, especially since JAL have only started flying this aircraft for about a year, and on this route only 3 months ago. Feels very exclusive. In true Japanese style, the pushback from the gate is prompt, no time for tardiness here, and we taxi to the runway. And here we go, ready for takeoff. Ever since I was a kid, I used to get butterflies in my stomach on takeoff, and it's no different now. I love the roar of the engines and the thrust pushing you back into your seat. And what a fantastic view of Heathrow as we launch into the night sky over London. Time to get comfy and put on the soft slippers. As we ascend, I take a look around the cabin, and with the absence of overhead lockers, the cabin feels and looks very spacious. The doors of the cabin are super high, providing the utmost privacy when closed. So let's do a seat tour. Opposite the main seat is a buddy dining seat in case you have a fellow passenger that you'd like to join you for a meal. To the right, there is a pull-out drawer, which I used for my shoes. And you can really feel the quality of the latches and materials used. No cheap feeling plastic here. Above that is a chilled cabinet for drinks. To the right of the mini fridge is a coat cupboard with mirror. Along to the left is a heavy duty table, which I believe the flight attendants are supposed to operate, which I found out later on in the flight as I couldn't actually open it. Above the side console are pockets for various literature, including manuals to operate the seat controls. Below the buddy dining seat, you have stowage for your carry-on baggage, which is more than plenty. I had just a backpack, but you could get a lot more in here. To operate the in-flight entertainment, there is a touchpad which comes out of its slot, and below are the seat recline buttons for takeoff, recline, and bed mode, with light controls and all that good stuff. Excellent charging facilities with an international plug socket and a USB-A and USB-C charging points. There is wireless charging also, which is very handy. The headphones are by Danish high-end electronics company Bang & Olufsen. These are not only comfortable, but lightweight and great for noise cancellation. This seat does have speakers in the headrest, but I prefer to use the headphones instead. The in-flight entertainment, IFE, has a solid selection of Hollywood, Japanese and world cinema. The touchpad control next to the seat was extremely intuitive and responsive, no lagging like you get with some old IFE systems. I found it easy to navigate the big screen with this. As well as TV shows and movies, you have the option of reserving your in-flight meal, as well as ordering duty-free shopping. The aircraft camera on the A350 is an av geek's favourite, and the tail view is just brilliant. The goodie bag includes Shiseido men's kit with face cleanser, hydrating lotion and power infusing concentrate. A nice top-end kit. The amenity bag is by Japanese company Heroboni. We have some earplugs. This is a welcome addition. A USB-A to C charger. Nice touch. Not seen that before in an amenity kit. Yes, that will come in really useful. Loving the JAL logo on it too. Then we have a couple of mouthwashes, a Heroboni card, a toothbrush with toothpaste, a small tube of hand cream, pocket tissues, a comb and brush, moisture mask, and eye shades. So here we go, the extensive Japan Airlines Japanese and international menu, presented in this smart folder. Alongside we have the drinks and wine list. I chose the international menu as I believe the Japanese set is far better when departing Japan, so I thought I would indulge in that when I fly home. So today I'm dining from the international menu and I'm in for a treat. We have caviar, lobster, monkfish and beef tenderloin all on offer, and that's a lot of food. Glad I didn't eat too much in the lounges. If you're still peckish, then there is the a la carte option to choose from with Japanese and international dishes. So come hungry, you're going to be well looked after. The table was then carefully set, and then it was time for the courses to be served, starting with the amuse-bouche, chilled chestnut potage and crushed chestnut and parsley, which tasted delightful. Great attention to detail with just how everything is placed. I then had the caviar with mini blinis, smoked salmon tartare, cream cheese, egg yolk and whites, with of course a mother of pearl spoon for the caviar. Now, caviar is definitely an acquired taste, a bit salty, creamy and a tad fishy. Definitely an indulgence that I only partake in on first class flights. I won't be adding this to the weekly supermarket shop, but when in Rome, it makes sense. Then came the monkfish, which although tasty was a bit on the dry side. Monkfish can be a tough texture if overdone, but still an enjoyable plate of food. This was accompanied by an acqua pazza style risotto cake, and a quick Google search of acqua pazza tells me it's used in Italian cuisine to refer to a recipe for poached white fish. There you go, learn something new every day. Next course was the surf and turf lobster with braised short ribs, which was cooked really well. The meat was not dry, just coming away easily. At this point, I asked for a break from eating as I was stuffed. Lesson to oneself, must eat more next time. I skipped dessert as I knew I'd be eating again in a few more hours. With meal service complete, for the time being, I decided to check out the loos and get into my pyjamas. The FAs are very attentive and clean the toilets after each passenger visits. These were in a very clean state. As you can see, spotless and very tidy. The Japanese bidet toilet is always a given. These things are great, by the way. I changed into my 100% cotton pyjamas, soft, stretchy and comfortable, ready for bed. As I got back to my suite, Mara, one of the amazing FAs, was busy preparing the bed for snooze time. A thick mattress was provided with a high quality duvet, and with the food coma sufficiently setting in, this was the perfect timing. And just take a look at that bed. This is going to be a restful sleep. But I really wanted to see the rest of the aircraft. So I figured I'd take a quick walk down the length of the aircraft and across the other side and back again. I am in first class after all, so theoretically should be allowed in all cabins. So off I set. Felt like a mini midnight adventure. Right behind the 6 seats in first class cabin is the vast business class cabin, and there's tons of business seats here. No funny looks from the cabin crew, so I continued onwards expecting the premium economy cabin. But wow, more business seats. This aircraft has 54 seats in business with fully closing doors. Pretty hefty considering they could cram in far more economy seats should they wish, but the airlines make huge sums from business class passengers. With all the seat doors shut, people are asleep, this looks like a full flight. Here we are in the premium economy with 3 rows and 24 electronically reclining seats in total. Rather cozy. And then eventually into the final cabin for 155 standard economy seats in a 3-3-3 configuration. As you can see, economy is packed, a very full flight indeed. Across the other side and back home again. Quick word about this door, it's a dream. Tall and splendid, just glides across with minimal effort. Well designed and engineered. Nice one, Japan Airlines. Good night. Time to wake up after a good solid sleep, and wow, we've travelled a long way. Not far now from Japan. So one thing to do again, yes, that's right, eat. The table is beautifully set one more time, and I opted for the fruit platter consisting of pineapple, melon, dragon fruit, grapefruit and kiwi. Juicy, ripe and delicious. For the next course, there is another table setting, and I opted for the quinoa and feta salad with basil pesto dressing, followed by JAL's special tonkotsu flavoured miso ramen noodles. Both great dishes, washed down with some lemon tea, all very healthy. With breakfast complete, the FA stowed away the sturdy table and we began our descent to Tokyo Haneda Airport. So this flight was absolutely amazing. Gorgeous cabin. It's really nice to get the daylight coming through. The service was outstanding. Flight attendants were so friendly, so attentive, and so welcoming. It just made me feel so comfortable. I really loved it. I'd love to fly it again. Japan Airlines first class. So 10 out of 10, actually 12 out of 10 for service. The food was really nice. I can't fault it. I really can't fault it. This was by far the best first class experience I've ever had. ANA was brilliant. This has taken it to another level. It really has. I loved it. So the question is this Japan's best airline? I think hands down, from my experience in first class, it is taking it to a different level. The cabin, the hard product, the service, the food, it is pretty special. If you get a chance to fly this, give it a go. Don't want it to end, but hopefully be flying again soon in Japan Airlines first class. So the question remains, how much did this actually cost me? If you were to book this as a one-way cash booking from London to Tokyo, you're talking just over £11,500. Yep, a crazy amount of money. I paid a fraction of that. I used Avios points, 123,750 Avios points with about £388 in taxes and fees. For that price, I think this is an absolute steal. Epic trip, what a bargain. I do hope you've enjoyed watching my review of Japan Airlines A350 First Class, and I look forward to sharing more with you soon. If you haven't done so already, I'd be grateful if you could subscribe, as that would really help me out, and of course, hit the like button too. A big thank you. So just got off the plane, and that was an amazing flight. Japan Airlines First Class, top notch, brilliant, loved it. And one of the first ones off the plane and heading out into the terminal. Yeah, had a really great time. One final look at the star of the show, Japan Airlines Airbus A350. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, safe travels, and remember to enjoy the journey.